everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Sonia and I would love it if you could subscribe, and if you're not an existing subscriber, welcome back. So today is going to be my second installment of my collection slash inventory videos. So I'm going to be doing my blush bronzers highlight collection. Now I've put this into its own video because there is a lot here. Definitely what there was in my last inventory videos, which was January 2021 or around that time. I think it was like December. I think it was like December and January. Now I've just been so busy that I've only just managed to be able to start filming these and getting them up. So I think these are going to be going up February, March. I think the last one might be going up the beginning of March. I have a lot to go through in this video. I also want to see if I can try and order them better in this drawer because I wasn't really happy with how they were in here, so I'm just going to see if I can do something better. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my bronzers, then I'm going to move on to blushes, and then I'll move on to my highlights. Now for my inventory this year, what I have done is I have included like bronzers, blushes and highlights in face palettes as well. So these are just going to be my individuals for today, and like some maybe like blush palettes. Some blush palettes that might include like 1 or 2 blushes. I'm not going to do like a 5-pan blush palette or anything like that. I'll save that for my face palette collection, which will be coming separate from my eyeshadow collection and my lipsticks. So let's get started. Like I said, I'm going to start with bronzers. So I do only have this little container for bronzers, and what I will tell you is I need a bigger one because there's some bronzers in my collection that are even bigger than this itself. So I do need to buy some more of these containers because they are really good. So I am going to make an order on some of these soon, I think, because you do get bigger sizes as well. This is just a little smaller size that did fit all my bronzers, but 2021 was a year where I just seemed to have bought a lot. So I'm trying not to buy too much. I'm allowing myself one makeup purchase a month if I want to. Now February is my birthday, so I might maybe treat myself a little bit more in February, but apart from that I am trying to be really good with just buying one makeup product a month if I want it. So let's get started. So the first product I have are these two here. Now I'm going to talk about them because they're the same product. One of them is 002 and one of them is 001. I got 002 from my best friend in my advent calendar and I already had 001. So I'm going to keep them both. I have tried 001 as a bronzer and it does work. So I do want to try 002 as well, just to see if it is going to work for me or if it's going to be too dark. This is meant to be a powder. It's not. Everyone that I even saw online that were talking about these were saying it's definitely more of a bronzer than a powder. I love this line from Rimmel. I haven't tried this bronzer enough though to see if it's a favourite or anything, but it is nice. What I will say is I'm not going to be doing any decluttering because I did do a bit of a declutter at the end of December because I wanted to go into 2022 with stuff I actually want in my collection. Okay, the next thing I have is this one by Essence. This is the Hello Good Stuff Matte and Glow Bronzer. So I have tried this one and I think it's nice. It's one of those ones where I can build it up, which I do like. I prefer that in a bronzer than something that's just really harsh to begin with. But I haven't tried too much from Essence and I picked up a few bits, and I haven't seen anyone talk about this one, but I wanted to try one of the bronzers, so I picked this one up. And like I said, I've not tried it a huge amount, but from what I have, I do like it. I then have my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I love this product. It still smells like coconuts. This is something I do usually gravitate towards if I want more of a glam look, because I do think this is such a beautiful bronzer. But I do also have another one now that I do use. This one's definitely more affordable. The other one I use is affordable, but it's more expensive than this one. I do really like this one. So yeah, definitely one I would say is one of my favourites in my collection. Next one we have is this one by Bourjois. This is the Matte Illusion Bronzing Powder. So I've only tried this once. I wanted to try this for so long. And Bourjois doesn't sell anymore in the UK. But I have tried this. I've tried it once. So I really haven't tried it that much, so I do need to try this one more. One I got at Christmas time in my advent calendar to myself was this one by Nabla. This is the Skin Bronzing Powder in Ambre. So I have used this one. Again, I've not used it a huge amount because I'm now focusing on my project pans, which include bronzers. So I haven't used this one a huge amount, but from when I have tried it, I didn't dislike it. The other one that I was referring to when I was talking about the Physicians Formula one is this one from Fenty. I'm trying not to blind you. This one's Fenty, and this is the powder bronzer in India Sun. I love this bronzer. I love it. It's definitely one that's more buildable, so when I first put it on my skin, I do need another, I would say maybe two more layers, and it gives me the effect that I want, but I don't mind building it up. Like I said, I much prefer that. This formula is beautiful as well. It blends easily. Absolute favourite. And I do want to try the cream version, but I just don't know whether I'd love it as much as this, because I do think I'm definitely more powder over cream. Still, I do really, really like this one. What I think I'm going to need to do now is I'm going to have to put them down here. So like I said, I need another container for something down here, but I do have a few more that I need to talk about. Okay, so next I have my NYX Matte Bronzer. I'm not going to open this one because this one is in my projects and it's in my 22 in 2022. I have been using this and there is some progress, so I don't want to show it on here, but I do really like this. This used to be one of my favourite high street bronzers. Definitely more red toned, and definitely is one that when I first put it on, it is kind of in your face, but it's one that I still do like. I don't think I would repurchase it because like I said, I have the other two favourites. Another one that I really do like is this one by e.l.f. This is the Putty Bronzer. I don't know which one I got because I haven't got the shade on it, unfortunately, but it's the second lightest one. I think the lightest one is more of a contour, and then I got the lightest one after that because I'm so pale. I really like this. I love the way that it looks. Now, like I said, I do usually prefer powder over cream. Oh, actually, I think it's Tan Lines. I think that's the shade of it. But I do really, really like this one. This one's really affordable as well. Okay, next is my Marc Jacobs bronzer. This is the Tantastic bronzer. So actually, that's a lot easier. This is what it looks like. This is huge. This is the size of my face. I've used this once, and when I used it, my first impression was it's nice, but it didn't blow me away. I think I had really high expectations about this because everybody raves about this. I just want to use it more because I feel like I will most probably end up loving this, or I'm hoping I do anyway. Yeah, I will never finish that bronzer. It is huge. This one's an old bronzer. This one is by Kiko, and this one is the Ocean Feel bronzer in Warm Honey. So it looks like this. This is beautiful. It smells like you're on holiday. I love the way that this bronzer looks on my skin. I'm pretty sure Kiko bring out this bronzer in every collection that they have. Again, this is the size of my face. I've had this for years. I've used it a lot, and you wouldn't even tell. This is going to be one that will take me forever, most probably, to use. Okay, now these next three are ones that, similar to the Marc Jacobs ones, I've either used once or I haven't used at all. I bought this from FabFitFun in the add-on sales, and I wanted to try this for so long. This is the Milk Makeup Bronzer in Baked. So again, cream product. Looks kind of gross. I've used this once, and I feel like for some reason I don't know, I get nervous when I want to go and use this, so I just need to use it more and see what I think about it, because if I don't like it, I can pass it along to someone else whilst it's still kind of relatively new. Then we have this one. This one is a Glow one by Revolution. This is the so it's Revolution Glow, but it's a matte bronzer in Fair. Again, it's a nice bronzer, something that I will use again. I've not used it a huge amount, but for when I did use it, I didn't dislike it because I've kept it. Yeah, all these ones are really reflective, so I am sorry. And then last but no means least, I believe, is my Charlotte Tilbury bronzer. Now, I have kept this in the packaging because I haven't even used it yet. Again, another really reflective one, but the packaging on this one is absolutely beautiful. And I got it in Fair because, well, like I said, I want something that's more buildable. I know a lot of people got this in medium, which was similar to my skin tone, but I just opted for Fair. I thought that would be easier. And considering it's like big, it's not very thick, so it'll be good to travel with. I'm going to keep this in the box though. You know what I might have to do? I think I'm just going to have it the way that it was before because it worked. However, I just didn't really like the way that it was laid out, but because I don't have any room to kind of put all of this stuff, let's see. So I'm just actually going to put this up here for now. because I haven't got any room on here for now. But it's difficult to give you numbers because I do need to go through face palettes as well. I'm just going to give you the numbers over all of my bronzers. So like I said, take into account that I have also put in the bronzers from my face palettes as well. So I have 34 bronzers in my collection, which is too many. No one needs 34 bronzers, so I'm trying to be really good this year and not buy stuff when I have this much stuff that I can be using. Now we're going to move on to blush, which blush is my worst category. I think it's the highest category in my collection. For some reason I'm obsessed with blush. Okay, let's start with one of my favourite blushes. It's by Charlotte Tilbury, and this one is the Ecstasy blush. I do want to get more of these blushes because I do really like them. This is the blush that I always grab when I am going on a night out or want a glam look because it is just beautiful. You can definitely see I've used this. I do want to, like I said, buy more of these, but I just need to get down my blush collection, if I'm honest, because I honestly cannot be buying any more blushes. It is just insane how many I have. Next one I have is this one by ABH. This is the blush trio in Pink Passion. I got this from TK Maxx like, oh, I don't know, quite a few years ago now. I've thought about decluttering this a lot of times, but for some reason it just manages to stay in my collection. And again, it managed to stay in my collection the last like little mini declutter I did. I need to use this more. I haven't used it in years, and I know that's usually a sign for people to get rid of it, but for some reason I just haven't. I do need to use it more and see what I think, and then if I really just don't like it and I prefer other ones in my collection, I will just pass this along, I think, or get rid of it depending on the age. Next one I have is an Essence blush, and this one is in Breathtaking. I think I've used this once, because looking at it here I cannot even see that it's even been touched, but I'm pretty sure I've used this once. It was a really pretty blush and I'm looking forward to playing with this one a little bit more. This wasn't expensive at all either. It was a really good price for a blush. So next I have a couple of Fenty cream blushes. Now I do actually like this cream blush formula. I have Petal Poppin', which is one that I bought myself. You know what? A heartbreaking story about this. The first day that I got it, when I went to open it, I dug my nail all the way through and I was devastated. But I've used this so many times. I absolutely love this cream blush formula. I think for cream blush, this is definitely my favourite formula. Can I say formula any more times? And then I got this one at Christmas from my sister and her family. This one is the peach face one. So this was in the kit. It had the blush and the lip gloss. I'm interested to see how this is going to look on my skin tone, but I'm still looking forward to trying it either way because like I said, I love this. I love this blush. Next set of blushes I have are some Benefit blushes. Now these are getting old in my collection, so I do need to start working on these soon. So hopefully you can see that. We have California here. This one is a really pretty blush. Perfect for the summer. I do really like this one. We then had Dandelion. I think this one is my favourite out of them all though, because it's one that you can wear year round. It's subtle but it's beautiful. We then have Gold Rush. If I'm honest, I don't dislike any of these. I think they're all really nice. Again, I like this one as well. And I think this one's my least favourite. This is Rockator. I think just because it's not usually a blush colour I go for. I've kept it in my collection because I do actually want to use all these up, because they are nice. I got them as a gift. I really do like the formula of these. Next one we have is this one from Lottie London. I think I got this in a glossy box. This is in Haze, so it's like an ombre. Super pretty. Again, I think I've used this once, if that. I can't even tell. I have a lot of stuff in my collection that I might have not even used, which is embarrassing to admit, but I'm trying to use them. I then have this Ciate one. This one is in Matchmaker. Again, I think I got this in a glossy box as well. So this is really, really pretty. The thing I find about this one is the brushes that I use, they just don't seem to pick up a huge amount of this blush. So, but it is a really, really nice blush colour. I need to use it a bit more again, but it is nice and I do really like Ciate. I then have this little mini Milk Makeup blush in Work. I've wanted to try this for a really long time and I got it in a glossy box like Christmas Edition. This was the colour I wanted to try as well, so I'm looking forward to trying this. And I might try it with the Milk Makeup Bronzer as well to see what I think about it. Okay, next we have this one. So this one is in my Project 10 uses at the moment. Again, like I said, I still do prefer powder blushes over cream blushes, and I do see myself potentially getting rid of this one. I'd much prefer to use my Fenty ones over this, but I do want to use it more because I haven't used it a huge amount in my projects at the moment. I need to definitely use it more and see, but I can see myself potentially getting rid of this one. This one I haven't even tried yet. I got this one at Christmas. This is the Iconic London Cheeky Coral blush. I've been watching a lot of declutters recently, and I've seen people say that this isn't a nice blush. I'm curious to see what I think to it. I've wanted to try this blush for a long time. I got this as a Christmas gift off my boyfriend, so I'm hoping I like that. I really do. Next one is my Nars Orgasm. This is a classic blush. I've been working on this for a long time. If you're looking for a blush that is long lasting and something that can also act as a highlight as well as a blush, this is the blush for you. I do really like it. It's a cult classic. Everyone seems to own it, but if you don't and you like I said, a blush that also acts as a highlight, this would be for you. We then have this one from Revlon. This is this shade, I can never say it. This is such a pretty blush, and I do think that this is actually unique to my collection. You might disagree because you've seen all of this stuff, but I do think it is, and this is so nice. I just wish I'd use it more, and I have put it in a project so I can use it more, but this is a really nice blush. And next we have another e.l.f. Putty Blush. So we had the Putty Bronzer, and then I have this one. I think this one is in Fiji, I think it is. I much prefer the bronzer to the blush. I find myself enjoying using that one more than this. I find as well, because the brush I use for cream blush is quite big and it's difficult to try and get it into here, but I have got another brush recently that I think might be able to work with this now. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still really pretty. It's very bright though, so I don't need a huge amount of this. And then I think everything else I've used once or I've not used at all. So I have my Nabla Blush, and this one is in Lola. I've used this once. I used it when I used my Nabla Bronzer, and I like this. I like it. I think it's really beautiful, and I cannot wait to use this more. And I think the other ones I haven't tried yet. This one by Beauty Bay, this one is in one of my projects. This is the Alice in Wonderland, and this is a dual product, so it's a lip and a cheek, but I'm keeping it in my blush section because I feel like I'm going to use the blush side more than the lip side. I haven't tried this yet, so I can't tell you what I think to it. I think I've used this one once. This is the Cover FX Duo and it's in Pink Dahlia. I think that's how you say it. This is beautiful. Beautiful. I just mixed the two together. I mean, I only got this back in October, I think, so I haven't had it a huge amount of time in my collection, but this is just so beautiful, and I cannot wait to use this more. Okay, so the last two are ones that I haven't used at all. So I have this Jouer, I think that's how you say it, and this one is in Flirt, so it's again one that has two blushes. I haven't used these, so I can't tell you what I think, but I do really love the colours of these and the packaging. Absolutely stunning. And then last but no means least, for my individual blushes, I have this by Pat McGrath. This is the Define Blush in Flirtatious. This is what the packaging looks like, and this is the blush. I'm going to be honest, when the blush I bought on Pat McGrath, it definitely looked more pink than this, but I'm looking forward to using it. I haven't used it yet. It's just a crown really that I've got this side of my collection and not using it. Just look at that indent in the blush. Absolutely beautiful, and I will get around to using this. That is going to be definitely something I will use this year. That is all of my blushes. Like I said, blush is definitely my problem area, and it's the product in my collection that I have the most of, even out of eyeshadows and everything, which is just insane when I say that. So including these individual ones and the ones in my face palettes, I have 78 blushes. I don't know how we got to this point, but we got to this point, and now it's like, right, okay, I need to be on a spending ban of blushes. I'm not allowed to buy blush. Even though I say that, I do have my eye on one blush that I would really like, and I think I'm going to get it for myself for my birthday. But apart from that, I'm going to be trying to be on a spending ban for blush, because 78 is just too many. It's just too many blush for anybody. But I do love my collection. I do like everything. And if there's stuff in here that I haven't tried yet that I don't like, I will pass it along, because I want to have a collection now that is just full of stuff that I want to use. Okay, and now we're going to move on to highlights. So my camera battery is pretty close to dying, so I'm hoping I can get this done before it does. Okay, you're just gonna have to ignore this. I'm gonna have to put it back to the way that it was before, just because I need to be able to see my highlights at the back. Okay, so the first one I'm going to talk about is my oldest highlight in my collection, and it's this one by Smashbox. This is in my 22 in 2022, so again, I'm not going to show you what it looks like inside because I do have a bit of progress, but also look at that packaging. I think I've had this for a long time. Not as long as some stuff in my collection, but definitely long, and I do really like that as more of like an everyday highlight. Okay, next I have this Fenty Beauty highlight, and this, I think, out of the blushes and the bronzers, is my least favourite when it comes to their products. I also don't like their foundations as well, but for some reason I just was expecting a lot more from this highlight. I have used it, and don't get me wrong, it's still pretty, but I think I just expected a lot more. This one is in... This is the Kilowatt, so it has the lightning dust and the fire crystal. I'm just not blown away as I am with the bronzers and the blushes, but still one I will keep and use. Next one I have is this one, and this is the I Heart Revolution Heartbreakers one. This is beautiful. I've not used it a huge amount, but I just love this I Heart Revolution formula for highlights, especially in packaging like this. I have another one that I love as well. I do think they are meant to be dupes for the Too Faced ones. But this is so pretty. Like I said, I haven't used it a huge amount. From what I have used, it's lovely. And here's the other one from I Heart Revolution. This one I've had a lot longer. This is the Princess Cut one. And I have this one in a project. I think it's just a usage gold, because let's be honest, I've used this a lot and you can barely even tell. So there was no way I was going to be using this up, but I do really, really like that one. Next one I have is this one, and this is the Balm Mary Lou. This highlight's a little bit too dark for me. I'm hoping in the summer I can make this work a little bit, but I say that, I'm not one to really go out and get a tan. I can see myself decluttering this in the future, I think, because, like I said, I'm trying to make it work because I've heard so many people rave about it. And I'm just going to keep it in my collection for a little bit longer, but I do think I might pass this along eventually, which makes me sad because I really wanted to love that. Next thing we have is a backup of one of my favourite highlights, and this is from Becca, and this is the Prismatic Amethyst. I got this on a really good deal when Becca was closing down. Now, I haven't opened this one yet. Well, I have opened it, but I've not used it yet because I have a mini at the moment of this that I am using. When Becca, like I said, was going to go out of business, I just really wanted to pick up the full size of it because I love it. I love this highlight that much. So I'm just going to put that at the back because it's just more of a spare for now. And here are the other two Becca mini highlights I got. I don't know if I just said that was a blush. Mini highlight. And again, like I said, I've got Prismatic Amethyst, which looks like this. I've just shown you that one. And then I also have Rose Quartz as well. I did used to have two other ones. I think I had Opal, which was too dark for me, and then I had I think it was Vanilla Quartz, but that smashed and broke everywhere. So these are the only two I have left now, and I do really like this. It's a shame that Becca is no longer available. Another highlight that I do really like, and was actually really surprised at how much I liked it, was this one by Ciate. This is in Sunburst. I thought that this was going to be too dark for me because it is very gold, but this is beautiful. I was, like I said, blown away and surprised at how much I liked it, so absolutely going to be keeping that. Next one I have is this one by Catrice. I bought this because of Tati because she said it was beautiful. I definitely think this is actually more subtle than I originally thought it was. I've only used it a handful of times, but I've used this to wear because it's not like hugely blinding, so I mean, one I can definitely use and wear. Next one I have is this one by Wet n Wild. This is in Blossom Glow. This is a lot more pink than what I thought it was going to be. A product that I thought was going to be a lot more blinding, but again, I haven't used it a huge amount. I think I've used it maybe once, so, and that was a long time ago, so I do need to definitely use that more. So next one I have is this one, and this one's by the Revolution Glow as well, and this one is in Luster. I think this is meant to be a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury one, which I don't have. This is nice. This is a nice highlight. It doesn't emphasize texture or anything. I have been using this a lot recently. I do love the packaging on that. Next one I have is this one by W7. This is the Glow Motion Pink It Up. I didn't think that this is going to work for me because it looks very, very pink. And if I remember rightly, again, I've only used this a handful of times. I think it does look okay. I definitely need to use it more, see if it is actually something that does work for me. But this wasn't expensive at all. This was, W7 is a good affordable brand. And I think the rest of the stuff I haven't tried yet. So I have this highlight by Illamasqua. This is in Dainty. So I've swatched this, but I've not used it yet. So I don't know what I think about this. I'm hoping I'm going to like it because people do rave about Illamasqua as well. I got this in a subscription box, which was insane. A full-size highlighter in a subscription box by Illamasqua. I'm not complaining. I then have this one by Revlon. Now, this is meant to be a highlighter. I don't know whether I'm going to be able to use this more as a blush than a highlighter, but I haven't used this yet. It's still sealed, so I can't say too much, but it's really pretty. I then have this one by Laritzi. This is the Liquid Beam in Topaz. I got this in December, so I haven't had a chance to try it yet. But it looks like this. So again, not sure if it's a colour that'll work for me, but I will definitely try it and see what I think. Okay, I'm back. It's a little bit later. My camera has now charged for a bit. I'm hoping this is straight. I've just got a few more highlights to go through and then this will be this entire drawer. The next thing is this, and I think is it Josephine Cosmetics or something like that? I think it's Josephine Cosmetics, and I got this in a glossy box. I've tried this and this is really nice. So this is what it looks like. It's a really pretty highlight. I was surprised how much I liked this one. I then have this Illamasqua one in OMG. This is one I haven't tried yet. I have tried the OMG powder one and it's a bit too golden for me, so I'm curious to see what this one's going to be like. I'm expecting it to obviously be golden, but I just don't know whether with it being liquid whether it'll be any different, but I'm definitely going to give that a go. And then the last two things are highlights, but I'm more going to use them most probably as an inner corner highlight, and they're by Ico and the Spotlight highlighter pencil, so you can use it under your brow, in the inner corner of your eye. And I have Pearl and Champagne. Now I feel like I'm more likely to want to gravitate towards Pearl, but I do want to try Champagne as well. I don't mind Ico, you know, some products from them are nice, others are just okay, but I wanted to at least give those a go. So that is all of my highlights. All my highlights, including the ones in face palettes, I have 55. So this is definitely, I think, one of my worst drawers. It looks a bit of a mess now, I definitely need to sort it, but this is definitely one of my worst drawers along, well, to be fair, these two drawers, which is what I went through on my first video, these are definitely more under control. The next ones that I'm going to be showing you are definitely ones that I've got a little bit out of control, so I am, like I said, being quite ruthless this year and only allowing myself to buy one makeup purchase each month apart from February. Like I said, there's a caveat for that. I am going to go and reorganise it now. So this is now what it looks like. The back bit still looks a little bit of a mess, but it's an organised chaos. I do have to keep this at the back because unfortunately it doesn't fit here. When I try and stand it up, it just knocks against the top of my drawer, so I do have to keep it laying down there. But yeah, this is my drawer all sorted. So I have my bronzers, I have my blushes, I have some bronzers here at the back, but I mainly have my highlights here, and then I have a couple of bronzers and a couple of blushes and a couple here as well, which are at the front. Yeah, like I said, not ideal. I might actually take this out the packaging and see whether it will fit down the side. Ooh, okay, so what I've actually managed to be able to do now is I've taken it out of the packaging and I've just put it down the side here, and my drawer closes, so all good. Now I can actually see all of my highlights here. But yeah, so this is my drawer. It's still obviously really crazy and definitely a lot of products in here, but I am using these now, and everything I have in here, it's either to try or products I absolutely love. It's an organised chaos. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and it'd mean the absolute world to me if you could subscribe if you don't already. Until my next video, thank you for coming by. See you later.